Any advice either of you want to share with the other from your respective viewpoints on this issue?
You got to
Keep doing what you're doing.
keep doing it. Well, let me ask you your question. So you're the expert. You're showing tremendous leadership on this. A guy who's been around the world so many times. How do we get more of your industry engaged in this to understand the argument we saw that we got 97 scientists, but they keep queuing it up as a 50-50 proposition? And I've seen progress. President Obama had the local meteorologists in to the White House. We had a local meteorologist come back here, and he was really interested in this, talked for about a week. But how do we engage people in your profession more to see the light?
Well, I think to be an optimist about this, there has been some movement. You don't see many of those 50-50 stories anymore, which may be a reason why there isn't enough coverage, by the way. Because if you can't find another side, then maybe you don't do the story in the first place, interestingly. And the LA Times no longer runs letters from climate deniers. I don't have any grand plan. I mean, I think it's, I think that journalists are like everyone else, I mean, we're not aliens, and I think, well, some of us are. And I think that that experience, the covering events, extreme weather events, is a huge, perhaps unwelcome, but a powerful persuader. And I think more and more journalists are getting there through that. But I don't think it's all, I don't think we're in a place of stasis on this. I really don't.
Let me venture an answer, because we have to wrap up.
Yeah.
I wonder, now that we've gotten to the place where really there isn't any credible scientific ground to stand on the other side, and we've gotten to the place where we're watching ice sheets collapse, I just wonder how much appetite people have for a continuing story of more ice sheets are collapsing and we're not doing much about it. I think, especially, for the folks in this room who are so actively engaged in solutions, I just wonder if people are going to get a lot more excited and engaged when the story turns from look what we've done to look what we're doing. Look what we're doing. Sometimes that's not a traditional media story, but how's anybody going to absorb more information until we really take this by the horns?
Well, we wanted to bring a storytelling sensibility to the series so that we do stories that had uncertain outcomes, where you didn't know, was Inslee going to win or lose on the clue battle? Was the preacher going to change his view on climate change, or would there be some reason to stay tuned, and you weren't just sort of banging people over the head with a point of view that you simply repeated over and over again. And we wanted to make the point that this is happening right now. It's not happening 50 years down the road. Yeah. And in terms of the solution piece, I mean, I would in tonight's episode, which I hope every one of you, especially those with Nielsen boxes in your, will watch. There's a very good piece about, well, we have two pieces, one about methane leaks, and the other about the attempt by the Heartland Institute to turn back renewable energy portfolios. And one of the people that we interview in the piece is David Crane, who is an amazing guy, who's the CEO of NRG, which does coal and oil, but he's also a guy who has a real vision about renewables, and is doing some very interesting things on renewables, and we want to follow him for the next year for our season 2 to see what happens with that.
Yeah, I hope season 2 is years of the clean energy revolution. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks, David. Okay.